Alrighty, well, we're live. It works. Amazing. All right. Okay, let's actually start printing something here. Whoa. Oh dear. All right. So we're gonna go into the configuration of the slicer program. And we are going to get that all set up. All right. So I want solid infill for every layer. I feel like that's a long setting. But who knows? No idea what I'm doing. %. All right. So now that that's all done, we'll hit save. And then we'll exit this, and then we will slice with the slicer. All right, this cozy little cube here. And we'll begin print. We're gonna pause the print. We're gonna kill the print. We're gonna home this thing one more time. Ah. Okay, print restarted. All right, we're gonna see the temperature rising. And I will stop sharing my screen. And now we probably should just be watching. All right. And we are going to let it heat up. And it is currently at 102 degrees. The tip is 102 degrees Celsius. Pardon my annoyingly loud typing. When I do, it's really loud. I have a really nice mic, and my keyboard is very clacky. All right, we're at 126 degrees. I'm curious, are you able to chat in the video at all? It'd be interesting if you could. It is annoying how long it takes to get it heated up. It's at 176 out of 230, rising really fast. And I'll show you the control window here. In just a second. All right, so here's what the block looks like, or what it will look like, and those are each passes of the printer. Each of those are a layer of plastic that will be printed. And this outside ring here is sort of the, what's it called? The initial, like it cleans the head. This right here is our temperature that we're at. This is our goal temperature. This is where we're at currently, and that is the little bar. And once it hits that black bar, it'll start. And then I'll switch the screens over again. But anyway, that is the pattern that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a solid pattern. I'm just going to be doing sort of crosshatch lines. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Stop sharing and started its preliminary measurements. Had some kind of issue there for a second and just start the print over again, but it should take a second to get us back to where we need to be. The little red flashing light you see, that is the print head turning the heat on and off. And what it's doing right there, it's checking where 0 is on the print bed, where it can start printing. Every time the red light comes on, that's it boosting the temperature. Every time the red light goes off, that's the temperature of the heater turning off. You can see the big black spool of wire in the background. That's the filament. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Nope, it's working. All right, let's see if I can get a better angle on the camera for that. Pardon me if I make anybody sick. I'm just kind of holding the camera here right now. I wish I could get in closer, but my cord is too short. I feel like a box is probably a little bit bigger than it's supposed to be. All right, I'm gonna put it back up here for a minute. Okay, let's see if I can get the light a little bit better there. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't have a tripod, so it is kind of a pain. I'm gonna look around for something to stack on top of something to see if I can't set my camera on it. Just happen to have a whole bunch of little stand things kicking around in my room. Let's see if this will work. It's the right height, but can I get it close enough?
Wait a second, I'll zoom the camera in. All right, now I'll zoom the camera in.
Okay. I think that is starting to get a little fuzzy.
It needs a little bit more angle to it. Or height, I should say.
Hopefully that's a decent camera view for you. I can't tell, so. This print is supposed to take, holy cow, 19 minutes. It was a really big test object. It's supposed to be 20 millimeters, I think, a 20 millimeter box. And, let's see here, 20 millimeter box. And you can actually see on the left-hand corner there, it's actually pulled up, and a little bit on the right-hand too, it's actually pulled up off of the print bed, and it's not supposed to do that. That is a malfunction. Which means we need to get better bed adherence. Generally, we need to spray hairspray on it, actually. And it makes it sticky. That helps. I'm thinking about getting a smaller print head nozzle, so then when it prints, the objects are even finer detail. Right now it's printing a layer that is 0.2 millimeters in 0.2 millimeters in height, and it is about 0.4 millimeters in width, I believe. There should be actually a little 0.4 written on the nozzle, I think, but it's probably spinning around so that you can't see it. Yeah, it looks like it's doing a good job of printing the inside, keeping everything level on top. Just wish I hadn't messed up on the bottom like that. The print bed surface probably needs to be changed. I have painter's tape down on it, and that helps melt the plastic to the print bed. It also helps to have the print bed turned on, so then it's actually got a little heater in there that heats it up, and that'll actually take a couple hours to warm up sometimes. It's a huge pain. It takes forever. It's ridiculous how thin these layers are. wish I had enough cord to get my camera right in there so that I can show you the actual layers going down. But I am already dealing with a really messy wire situation right now. It actually looks really funny in here right now. I have a piano, a computer, my bed, a bunch of bookshelves, messy floor, and just like wires and junk all over the place. And then I've got, you know, a 3D printer on my dresser. So it's kind of a lot of stuff in here that isn't very bedroom-ish. Except for it's definitely my bedroom. Actually, if you go on Thingiverse, there are a whole ton of different things that are available to print. You can just pick a file and check it out. My brother and I, Levi, we were checking out chess sets. We found some pretty funny chess sets. With even there were a couple of chess sets where you could merge the pieces together and have like a fusion chess piece. That was really funny. There was another guy who printed off like a huge Eiffel Tower print, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, let's see here. I'll show you my my companion cube if I can find it here. If I remember what I did with it. I printed it off yesterday, and it had some really fine detail on it that was really neat. It had little hearts on the side, which I was actually kind of impressed that it was able to do. I think that's in the other room. I'll go get it in just a second. Let's see here. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so the companion cube is MIA. Although I will continue to look for it. I had it on my shelf with me yesterday. It was pretty funny. My sister walked in and I was saying, "Look, I've got a companion cube. I'll never be alone again." It was good. All right, so the whole purpose of this print is to check how the infill level is doing. If it's extruding the right amount of plastic into the print at a time. If it's doing the right amount, the top of the square will be flat. If it's not doing the right amount, the square will either be concave or convex. I don't remember how it's going. Anyway, it'll either have a bump or it'll have an indent. And I really need to make a wire holder for this thing, or a filament holder, I should say, because the filament keeps
keeps trying to escape. And it makes a huge mess. And from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like we have it adjusted perfectly, but we'll wait for the print to finish. And also, I really need to fix that curl issue on the base, because that's really not okay for it to be curling like that. It does three layers on the outside edge, solid. And then when it starts doing its diagonal runs across the block, across the center of the block, that's what's called the infill space. Like right there, it's doing the infill right now. And every layer, it does 3 very carefully done exterior rows. Like right here, this is an exterior row. And it does three passes thick. And that's so then they interlace and overlap properly together and get a nice seal. Normally you print the inside in a honeycomb pattern to save on plastic. But right now we're doing an infill test to see how the infill is functioning. And it seems to be functioning well. Yeah, that looks like it's doing really well. Let's see here. I will keep looking for the companion cube that I printed yesterday. I seem to remember lying around somewhere. But I have no idea what I did with it. Oh, one thing that's really cool, a test that I did yesterday, I kind of tore it up, but I was practicing, or not practicing, but I was testing its ability to bridge things. And so there used to be a little tower on the other end, but I ripped it off. And what this is it is a bridge test. And what you do is you print 2 little towers and then a bridge across. And if it does it right, it's supposed to make the nice clean flat part there without all of the snaky looking junk on the bottom. And it can actually print in midair in a bridge and bridge 2 pillar structures for quite a distance. This is what a single pass thickness looks like. Obviously, they didn't adhere together properly, but we fixed all that problem now. These were little test blocks that I made. Slowly filling in the little hole spaces. You can see those right there. Testing to make them till they were nice and flat on the inside. See, like this one right there, it has almost no holes inside of the infill area, whereas this one has pretty bad holes.
And let's see if I can find anything else to show off here. This is a smooth edge that I printed. So that's a single layer wide, all stacked up on top of each other for a couple hundred passes. Oh, wish I could figure out what I did with that companion tube. Has some really neat, intricate design on it. It was a nice showcase of what its potential is. Looks like we lost our second viewer. I'm sorry, I'm not entertaining enough for everyone. I was really surprised that they had a glass plate at Home Depot that was the perfect size for my printer. I mean, granted, it could be trimmed off on the end there a little bit, but I don't mind it being a little bit too big as long as it's still usable. Yeah. No idea what I did with that block. Here's another object that I printed a while ago. This is before I got a bunch of issues fixed. It was supposed to be a lot more square than that. Looks like our block is almost done. And we'll be able to figure out if the infill printed correctly or not. It looks like it did a good job. Although it looks like the extruder speed maybe could be adjusted a little bit more. It's about $50 a roll for the filament, and I have gotten a lot of prints out of it. I'm actually thinking about setting up a sort of a donations-based print your own thing, and then letting people watch a live stream of the printer doing its thing. Not necessarily with commentary, but just something I've been kicking around. It might be cool to do. No idea what I did with that block. We are so close to being done right now. Let's check here on the program. Yeah, 1 minute and 38 seconds, and it generally boosts the time by quite a bit, so that you're not expecting it to finish quite so soon. Which is so cool. It's just like, boop, an object. And you're like, whoa! There was nothing there a minute ago. Well, more like 30 minutes ago. But anyway, apparently there are some guys
they can get their layers down to 5 microns. That's 0.005, I think. It's like it'll take a couple of passes to make a piece of paper thickness. Really, really okay with it not being that precise, because it would literally take days to make a block this big. Because you would have to make thousands of passes. And my printer would probably overheat and blow up or something. Because that's just how life works for me. When it makes circles, it makes musical noise. It's really cool. Sort of like this little sing-songiness. Oh, look at that, we're finished. And let's pry the block
No, I got the sound fixed. Behold, random commentary commences. uh, right now, you can see the little weird little spurs sticking up out of each side of the tower. That's actually not supposed to be there. That's a mistake. What it's doing is every time it goes in between the towers, a little bit of filament extrudes out the nozzle. And every time it passes the tower, it accidentally leaves that little bit behind. And because it always deposits it on the one side that it's coming from, it makes this funky little arc out. And anyway, it's really not supposed to be there because as part of the bridge test, that's going to get in the way. It's going to malfunction the test, but it's kind of cool that it can actually do that. Because those are very small. Those are just like little threads coming off there. They're being printed vertically. Well, actually, not even vertically. They're being printed at an angle, and they're just supporting themselves like that. If you see the yellow part of the printer, the part that's yellow tape, well, I guess you can't tell it's tape from where you're at, but the yellow bit is tape. And that's Kapton tape, and it's heat resistant, and that print head is really, really hot right now. It's about 240 degrees or 230 degrees Celsius, and it's not good to touch or put regular tape on. I put regular tape on that. The tape is holding on the thermostat, which reads the temperature of the print head, so then you don't melt the print head out of the plastic part. I've done that twice now on accident. I had to buy a new part for it both times. Anyway, but if you have Kapton tape, which is actually just like $8 or something, it's not an issue. Oh, look at that. It's bridging properly. Like magic. Oh, it messed up right there. Look at that. That's pretty cool. It looks like our bridge is almost perfect. Maybe a little bit too fast. Yeah, it's a little bit too fast. The first row there was perfect, though. Bridging speed is just a tiny bit fast. We need to trim the bridging speed down probably another maybe another 10 millimeters a second. We'll see how that goes. The guy in the video, or not the video, but the walkthrough I was using, he was using 10 millimeters a second. I think I'm using 20 right now, and that looks to be a tiny bit fast. So we're going to cut it in half and see what that does. I just read your comment. We thank you. We thank you. Yes, all one of us for watching. Anyway, but see the little flat part there. Normally, when it's calibrated properly, and it's actually calibrated better than it was last time I did this. It's kind of dumb that we have to do this every time now, because those towers take forever. But anyway, normally when you do it properly, that solid band at the top there is all that's going to be visible. It's going to be a perfect little bridge underneath. Oh, it's doing the hexagons or the honeycomb inside. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to change the infill setting. I don't know why it's set so high. But it's only at 40%, and that is not enough. Should really be a lot more than that. Probably closer to 80%. Somebody was being cheap with their plastic settings. It's interesting. It always changes sounds when it gets close to the end. Oh, it's printing the finishing touches. It printed an inside edge and then an outside edge and then filled in the middle. That was great. I think this is supposed to mean, yes, the bridge can hold weight. Although I'm not entirely sure what the little circle is supposed to be, because I doubt it actually weighs anything. Behold, a bridge. It has stringy underside. This one, actually, if you look at the bottom edges there, no idea where my hands are. Come on, camera, focus. Focus. Hello. Ow, that's hot. Plastic is frying hot still. Anyway, I made a nice little bridge with much less trash on the bottom. When we're done calibrating, the trash will be gone, and it will just be a nice little bridge. So let's see here if I can. There we go. That's the front, or the top, I should say, and then the bottom. And the bottom ought to not be that big of a mess. It really ought to be perfectly flat on the bottom. But you can actually rip some of these off and show you the inside layers after it puts the initial bridging down. Right there. That's where it switched layers inside. Anyway, once it's finished, it'll be nicer. I made this neat little circle on the top, and I'm not entirely sure what that's for, other than it's supposed to look like, the bridge can hold things, Captain. So we'll see how that goes. It's actually quite strong. It's not breaking. It's pretty flexible. Let's see here. Pick this off. Now that was an excellent bed adhesion. That worked well. The Aussie Sprunch, everything you need for 3D printing. for hair and three-dimensional objects. Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm going to switch the camera feed back over to my computer screen. And now we're back over to here. There's a little visual of what it did. And we are going to need to go into the slicer program. We're going to change its configuration. But first, I need to open my calibration software. Infill, check. Temperature control, we haven't really done that yet. Let's see here. A lot of science. Let's download that. Let's see. Thing files. Perimeter width STL. An STL file is it is an object file. Well, it's not an object file because an object file is an object file, but it's a type of object file. It's a 3D file. And it's made by programs like Google SketchUp or stuff like that. And you can make these right here. And these two blocks are supposed to fit inside of each other, is the idea. And it cracks me up how far behind you are on the video. It's quite a ways behind. All right. We did bridging. Oh, Oozbane. Here we go. Oozbane test. Excellent. Oozbane. Oozbane. Which one's the Oozbane? These have Oozbane. I don't see the Oozbane one. Oozbane test. Oh, cool. We could have made a block with holes in it. That would have been awesome. All right, we're going to grab that, and we're going to grab the overhang test. Oh, you know, this Oozbane file, not the other Oozbane file. Wrong Oozbane file. All right. We should probably change that one. Object placement. All right, so we're going to throw that one in the trash, even though we didn't actually finish calibrating it. Add a file. I'm going to get rid of this stupid Oozbane first. All right. I feel like, okay, it's an upside down bridge. Imagine that. All right, I gotta read what the specifications are in the calibration thing. All right. Ooze vein. Stop a tail oozing out of the nozzle during non-printing moves. Many extruders will emit ooze plastic even when the extruder motor is not running. To overcome this, your slicing software needs to retract the print medium during the head movement. When not printing, the retraction creates negative pressure within the hot end, creating a hot end heating chamber, which effectively sucks the print medium back up through the nozzle, stopping it from oozing. The calibration object prints 2 towers about 30 millimeters apart. The head must move between each of the towers at each layer. If your printer is not set correctly, you will see many fine filaments or strings between the 2 towers. You can eliminate these filaments by eliminating ooze. Let's see here. Oh, nice. Variable moment. Let's see if we need this one. Oh wow, this is gonna be cool. No base. Let's go all hardcore here. Hardcore to the max. Let's see here. Instructions. This is to try to control ooze and calibrating it to be useful. Start by setting the early shutdown distance to 0 and slow down startup steps to 1. Print, what in the world? I don't even know what that means. Print the piece and measure the length of strings where the extruder shut off and the line is thick before becoming a thin whisker. Take that length and put it into early shutdown distance. Or do they think I have like a little micrometer machine here? I'm just guessing. Play with early startup distance constant until the place where the extruder arrives at the other tower is nice and smooth, so that there isn't any empty space where plastic should be, but there isn't any excess plastic extruded. Let's see here. Okay. So that is not helpful at all. I have no idea what they're talking about. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find an early shutdown distance and a slow down startup inside of here. Yep. No idea. Oh dear. Let's go to extruder. Why is it saying my nozzle diameter? Huh, interesting. My nozzle diameter is not 0.5, it is 0.4. So we'll change that. Retraction. Let's man, I'm curious. Okay, extra length on restart. When the retraction is compensated after the travel move, the extruder will push this additional amount of filament. Setting is rarely needed. Okay, so we're just going to save that because I changed the filament width. All right, and we're going to actually use a different file. We're going to pitch this one, and we're going to grab that other really cool looking thing that we got. The big Herkin Oozbane Towers thing. It's going to be really fancy. Where did that go? Stinking invisible stuff. Where did it go? All right. Oozbane STL. Oozbane variable no base. Thank you. Go away. Download this thing. Yes. Variable size OOSTL. Okay. So that ought to be in there. Refresh. Variable. Ah, there it is. Okay, this should be pretty cool to watch. All right, slice with slicer. Apparently some people that slicing takes a really long time, but I have a Herkin chubby computer. All right, cool. Wow, those are tiny. All right, we're gonna start the print. And stupid heat bed turned itself off again. Okay, I'm gonna switch the camera over. Somewhere here. Okay. Stop sharing. There we go. All right, and I'm gonna spray the bed again. I'm gonna use up all of my sister's hairspray. She's gonna be like, "What happened to my hairspray?" Science. We needed it for science. I'm sorry. True story. Happens all the time. I got some on my thing. And that happened. And they get high in here. Got melting plastic and all kinds of stuff. Melting plastic, hairspray fumes. It's gonna be fun. dear. Oh, sad face. We have no viewers. Not a single view. Yes, the most fascinating video of all time ever. Amazing, amazing wins. All right, well, thank you for joining us, everyone. And we're going to call that a day.